under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And if we could have a moment of silence.
Remain standing, please.
A moment of silence in memory of Adele Grossman. She was a resident of the town of Greenburgh for more than 60 years. Adele and her late husband were active in community affairs. She was a voice and leader for many years in the Greenburgh League of Women Voters. Democracy ran through her veins. Adele was very active in the consolidation of our school districts and always supported public education. She worked hard to make sure that we have one of the best libraries in the county. She defined community service and always made an effort to instill in others, particularly with our youth. John William Culhane, husband of Dr. Hind Rassam Culhane, former dean and professor of social and behavioral sciences at Mercy College, son of Michael Culhane, songwriter and producer, as well as son Dr. T.H. Culhane, who's a professor at Mercy College, and he's internationally renowned leader in teaching around the world about waste reduction, material management, and sustainability. He is also survived by several siblings, along with their spouses, daughter-in-law, and grandchildren. The late John William Culhane was a noted Dobbs Ferry resident, a journalist, author, professor, and writer for the New York Times, Reader's Digest, and media editor of Newsweek. He was a lecturer, avid advocate of the town's public library system, and a two-time recipient of the Westchester Library Book Award. A historian, an expert on film, the American Circus, Walt Disney, and the art of animation, John was also an author of several books on animation and film. As a professor at Mercy College, John taught animation and mentored many young filmmakers as well as students throughout the Mercy and Dobbs Ferry communities. In addition, he taught animation at NYU and Fashion Institute of Technology. So I'd like to have a moment of silence for them. Thank you. And I'd like to also thank the interns. I'm sorry that I came a little late. My daughter had a school-related sports activity that I had to attend, so that's why I was a couple minutes late. But I really think what they did, working with the Nature Center, was really important, and really is something that they're years ahead of their times. I think source separation and organic recycling, 10 years from now will be something that nobody even thinks twice about. It will probably be mandated in most communities around, the country, and people will look back and just wonder why it never was done, here. It's done in Europe. It's now being done in New York City. It's starting to be done in New York City. In some of the schools, Hastings has been doing it for over a year. The Hastings School District, I believe 18 school districts around the county are promoting organic recycling in their schools. The Edgemont School District is going to work with the Greenburgh Nature Center on source separation, and hopefully every school district will follow Hastings and Edgemont's lead. So I'm really very excited about this. We also have a tribute to Danny Gold.
Well, Paul, right now, we just have the presentation of the interns presentation.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Before, that's okay.
You want to do the roll call, though?
So we should start off with the roll call, Diana said. Town Attorney Tim Lewis, Town Councilman Kevin Morgan,
Present.
Town Councilman Ken Jones,
Present.
Town Supervisor Paul Feiner,
Here.
Town Councilwoman Diana Jetner,
Present.
and Town Councilman Francis Sheehan.
Present.
So we've just been very excited this evening. We wanted to do the certificates part of the program first because the video pieces are going to take up about 10 minutes each. And so I guess family and friends may have been wondering, well, why didn't the interns say a few words when they came up to get their certificates? You're going to hear their voices speaking to the town, speaking to you, speaking to all of us through their video presentations that they put together based on their own ideas, their own thoughts, their own plans, and the time that they each invested in producing what you are about to see. This program year was exceptional due to the expanded support provided by town board members and department heads. One is sitting in the audience with us right now, one of our guest speakers, John Lucido, a building inspector, and he shared the following comment after he spoke to the students. Judith, it was a pleasure. I was very impressed by their attention and highly related questions during the presentation and their brief synopsis of what they learned after the presentation. It showed me that they were interested and enlightened. What an impression these young people made on me. I want to particularly thank our town board members, Francis Sheehan and Diana Juttner, who met with the interns to provide an overview of local government. Department heads Victor Carosi invited interns to work in the engineering department and within the broader Department of Public Works. Garrett Duquesne and Aaron Schmidt invited students into the Department of Community Development and Conservation to learn about the broad spectrum of duties and responsibilities there. Town Comptroller Bart Talamini and Personnel Director Milagros Cross accepted an intern to learn about the functions of human resources. George Malone and Janelle Wallace coached and guided students in the cable television department. And within the clerk's office, an intern helped prepare files for the upcoming boards and commissions season of meetings. Department heads who served as guest speakers, as well as other invited guests, our town attorney, Tim Lewis, our first deputy town attorney, David Freed, building inspector, John Lucido, former town engineer, Hernani de Almeida, director of arts and culture, Sarah Bracy White, tax receiver, Ann Pavella. I mentioned Garrett Duquesne, town supervisor, Paul Feiner, and other speakers included my sister, Lynn Beville, who did a workshop on life planning, George Guimino, our director of philanthropy, who spoke and impressed upon the students the importance of giving back. No matter what you do in life, no matter how much you make, he said, find a way to give back. A New York State Senator Andrea Stewart Cousins, who emphasized, get your education. World-renowned musician, composer, and resident Jonathan Lewis, who emphasized, have a moral code. Filmmaker and resident Joe Sucher. Mayor of the village of Croton-on-Hudson, Leo Weigman, who is also chair of Sustainable Westchester. Todd Goodsey of the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation, and Pat Angelastro of BioHightech America. Elaine Rogers from Toastmaster, who taught a workshop on speaking skills. So we just wanted to share with you the richness of this program. And now you are about to see the evidence of the hard work, commitment, and dedication of our 2015 high school and college interns. We're going to start out with a PowerPoint presentation by the high school cohort.
The first slide is a song that the interns produced and wrote themselves about the town of Greenburgh, so it's really going to be listening right now for about a minute. They're a little shy about it, but I'm going to play it so everyone can hear.
Greenburgh's where it's at.
If you have kids, send them to the center. They will have fun, cause Greenburgh does it better. The parks are nice and new, they'll go from town to town. They tell your friends come through, and they'll bring their friends too. Cause Greenburgh where it's at. Cause Greenburgh where it's at. We got carnival from Jack to every day. They'll have fun while learning as they play. The roads are nice and built, the people here are nice. You'll never come once, you'll wanna visit twice. We have these villages and they are very cool. And if you get bored, come down to our town pool. Cause Greenburgh's where it's at. Greenburgh's where it's at. The town hall provides the town with what it needs. From our street paving to plant and put no trees. They provide us with services all day and keep our town steering the wrong way. There is no place that's better, can't you see? So come on to our town, relax, enjoy the breeze. Cause Greenburgh's where it's at. Greenburgh's where it's at. Greenburgh's where it's at. Greenburgh's where it's at.
I just memorized all the words.
The good news is that that's going out live on cable and on the web, and it'll be and it'll be archived forever, so anybody can ever click on it and listen. It was great.
This summer, we all got to work in a group together, and we learned about town hall and the positions everybody plays and the roles they have. We got to meet plenty of speakers and learn very valuable things, and this experience was like no other.
So, during the internship, we were each of the interns were divided into different departments to learn about what the departments do. So, Joya and Sophia were in planning and zoning. Aaron, Destiny, Umair, and I were in the cable department. Brianna was in the human resources and personnel department. Cameron and Iman were in the Bureau of Engineering, and Taylor was in the clerk's office.
We had many speakers over our internship, and they told us about local government and shared a lot of life skills with us and things we just didn't know about the town hall and what it does and like what everyone does and their contributions. So we learned a lot of that, and other people came that were pretty much certain people had interest in certain things. So like, what's his name? Hernani? I don't know how to say his last name, but he's in civil engineer, and he like related to one of our interns and helped him with what he wants to do in the future. So that was basically what they did. One of my favorite speakers that came was Andre Leontali, who was in the fashion industry and works for Vogue. I enjoyed everything he had to say about basically his story, his career, how he became so successful, and how he went from having really nothing to becoming to what he is now. And he reminded us that to never let anyone tell you can't do something, to always follow your dreams no matter what, even as hard as it may seem, to be persistent. And something that about local government that I thought really stood out to me was how many permits you needed in order to really make any changes in town or in your home or anything, because there's a permit for almost every single thing. So I didn't know that. That's something that stood out to me.
I forgot to take out the permit to breathe.
My favorite speaker is Sarah Bracy White, who is the Director of Arts and Culture, as well as an author for the town of Greenburgh. She was my favorite speaker because she taught us that dreams can come true, but while you're chasing your dreams, you're also able to give back to the community. Sorry, this is very late. While working at Town Hall, I've witnessed teamwork and action between staff members working here and people in the town. For instance, Ms. Sarah Bracy White has worked together with the residents of the town and others in order to give them an opportunity to share their artwork and show them that they are important in this town. I also had the luxury of working in the cable department with 3 other interns, and being able to be a part of that department changed my perspective drastically. The department is seemingly quiet and may seem like it's not much done, but in actuality it's very important, and not once was there a time I wasn't busy. A lot of the publicity on the town of Greenburgh is edited there and produced through there, which is very important.
So the thing that I learned that particularly stood out to me during this internship was just learning about all the intricacies of local government. I had no idea prior to this of the complexity of zoning, the laws of building residences and businesses, all the many different facets of taxing and assessing. What I probably found the most fascinating were the laws of taxation. I didn't know that, for example, the one thing I found out is that value of property can change over time and can be affected by other businesses, residents, etc. that are in the area. I found this internship to be both an invaluable and informative experience.
Thank you. Well, Sophia, Destiny, and Andrew, could you just stay there while I share some of the other comments from your team members who were not here? John Lucido was pretty popular when it came to the comments. Another student said, my favorite speaker was John Lucido because he talked about how you need a permit for just about everything, from adding an addition to your home to putting up signs. He also discussed how involved architect is in his department, and that is the career that I wish to go into. Another student said, my most meaningful part of this experience was when I got to go to the engineering department and got to go into the field and see how engineering was applied to build a catch basin. Another student said, my favorite speaker was Elaine Rogers. Elaine was the guest speaker from Toastmasters because she reminded us that public speaking is a skill that everyone needs, and no matter what career you're in, it is a skill that you need. I'm normally very shy and quiet, and she gave me an opportunity to bring myself out. The most meaningful part of this experience was my internship in the town clerk's office during, I didn't tell her to say this either. This is my first time seeing this. I got to file the boards and commissions for the town of Greenburgh. While doing this, I saw familiar names of people I knew of and had held positions in local government. And then she went on to say, my favorite speaker was John Lucido, the building inspector, because he taught me that in a town there are certain laws you need to follow. For example, you need a permit to build anything on your property. They really keyed into
You certainly got the message across.
And so Joya says, the most meaningful part of this experience was meeting Miss Patty from Planning and Zoning. She was very kind and helpful, showing me how to use maps and what the town does with maps and how to be organized. This internship helped me to grow in several ways. I learned maturity, taking on some responsibilities such as being on time and teamwork, wisdom from different guest speakers as far as chasing your dreams and making the right choices. Last but not least, also having fun while getting the job done. So just wanted to share those. Thank you, high school cohort.
There's a video. We have a video.
Oh, right. Well, before the video comes on, I just want to mention that our Chief of Police, Chris McNerney, also had 2 interns in the police department. So let's acknowledge our Chief of Police and thank him for his leadership and guidance in coaching young people. Our Senator Andrea Stewart Cousins said in her comments to the students, people who do the right things for the right reasons will always have positive results. And I just think it's true, really true. And the one also, is the video, is it ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Janelle and Michelle Kennedy, again, were the real engineers and drivers behind guiding our high school cohort.
Very good, but I would say John as well. For insight on the topic of public speaking, which is extremely important. I feel like being able to get up and practice public speaking was a valuable experience.
What he talked about was something that I found useful about his career and how he what he had to do and more advice as to how he got there, so that if I wanted to know what I would have to do to be high in success, then I should start thinking about it. There's more energy like public speaking, but once you get to speak to us, I started doing better at it, so it's not that bad. But I learned a lot about building and how much you have to know.
He inspired me to do what I wanted to do, and it's not always about the money, it's always about just, choose it.
Meditation, and you have to be eager.
Basically practice. That's the most important thing. We need to learn more, try it,
Be persistent, to have goals, and to believe in yourself.
You want to have confidence in yourself, and also you want to have a drive to do it, and you want to inside of you want to be willing to do it.
I say perseverance and, in a way, stubbornness, because you need to be able to push past any obstacles that are in your way to sort of attain your goals. And then I guess a firm grip on, your moral code, knowing what's right and wrong to you in order to make good decisions.
I would say dedication, stay motivated as well, and perspective. I observed that personnel or HR is very important.
A lot of paperwork and maps and planning to do before you go out and do something.
I have to run the footage, put it on, edit it myself, and the music that they made, I have to put it on, and it's like you're working throughout that entire hour, and it's like non-stop trying to edit it, trying to make sure that that others would like it as well. It's something that can help everyone about. The different maps that come out, everyone map, I don't know the reason. It's really quiet, and a lot of people come in to ask questions, or to get like marriage lessons, and they're interested. They were going in the field like outside, so quiet and well organized, and a lot of people were technical coming on that and coffee.
Greenburgh, a large town in New York, these things are hardly ounce for just a movie. Theaters, camps, libraries, and parks. There's more to come. That's just the start.
Writers, actors, musicians, and more all come from Greenburgh, Illinois. Mercy, Boise, WCC, Westchester Medical, Kansas City. Greenburgh, a large town in New York. Movie theaters, camps, libraries, and parks. There's more to come. That's just the start. Shopping centers, bowling alleys, eateries too. Festivals, music halls, more than new. Writers, actors, musicians, and more. All come from Greenburgh, want to hear more. Mercy, OC, WCC, Westchester Medical, Kansas City.
Thank you, high school interns. And now, we're going to just segue right into the college, okay? All righty.
Do any of you want to say, the college students want to say a word before your video gets played, or you just want to let it play? Okay.
On June 8, 2015, Judith Boudreaux, Paul Feiner, and the GMC partnered with the Town Hall to develop a program to reform the public waste system, thus creating the Zero Waste Initiative. The Zero Waste Initiative, who are they? What do they do? How do they operate? All these questions will be answered in this incredible journey that we have embarked on. This project will be including our personal stories, highlights of the project, our goals, and the people who have guided us through and through on this amazing experience.
The Zero Waste Initiative goals were to learn, educate, and promote sustainable practices to the public, such as source separation and composting.
Throughout this process, we have all gained personal views on the matter at hand. For example, we visiting the MRF, Materials Recovery Facility, we have really formed our own opinions regarding the importance of transforming this town's practices. Personally, we have discovered the magnificent effects recycling centers have on both the environment as well as the economy. Specifically, the MRF helps to save the environment by recycling various waste products like plastics, metals, papers, and helps the economy by returning a profit through the sales of reused material. For example, the monetary value for the bolts of aluminum tons are worth up to $1,400, which can be used to maintain the facilities, increase wages, and reduce taxpayers' money. This money can also be used to give back to the community.
Through our partnership with the Greenburgh Nature Center, we were able to gain a hands-on experience with proper recycling and composting methods. At the GMC, we gained the knowledge needed to educate the public on correct source separation. It was Ann and Emma who took the lead, first ensuring our knowledge was fulfilled before we could pass it on to the community.
Compost is a combination of decaying organic matter, including the greens, fresh, moist, nitrogen-rich materials, such as grass clippings, fruits, and vegetable spoils, as well as the dry, carbon-rich materials, including twigs and fallen leaves. All of this is placed in a suitable environment for decomposition, such as an earth machine, which requires the proper materials, moisture, aeration, volume, and temperature. Through composting, you can experience the benefits of a rich soil additive, giving you a healthier and cleaner environment. By composting, we can remove more than 500 pounds of organic matter from your household waste per year, diverting it all from collection, landfill, or even the incinerator.
To help us gain volunteers at the pool, we sent out personalized letters to churches and civic associations, such as the High Rolls of Westchester and Juniper Hill Civic Association. We also sent a description of the initiative and volunteer sign-up sheets to Paul Feiner for him to send out in one of his email blasts. One of the Greenburgh Town Hall interns created a website for us to upload all the tasks that our team was doing each week, including the volunteer sign-up sheet. We also created a survey to ask people to fill out at the pool as they were eating to help us gain a better understanding of what the community already knows about soil separation, what they're doing in their own homes, and if they would be interested in a composting program at the pool. The results were overwhelming. A lot of the community already recycles their commingles and has somewhat of a knowledge of what composting is and are eager to help us make Greenburgh greener.
As a preview of our lunch day, we joined the Theater Deep Learning Camp at WCC and informed them of our message. There, we taught children of proper waste management skills and played a fun, educational game with them. The game was a relay race, in which the kids had to run across the gym to place a piece of waste in the proper recycling bins. Through this, We educate the future generations with the skills needed to practice sustainable methods. This gives us high hopes for lunch day.
Throughout our journey, there has been a lot of planning and preparation. Our main goals regarding launch day and Greenburgh Day were educating and engaging the community. Launch day, which was on July 11th, was the first time we could actually use analysis of games throughout our experience. Launch day was a real productive day. The patrons and everybody was part of the event themselves were very open to hearing about what we had to say about our zero-waste stations, which were located at the zero-waste stations were source separator receptacles.
A good day. What do you want to do after this? Hey guys, how you doing? My name is Anthony and I'm volunteering with the Greenburgh Nature Center to help educate people about reducing waste. Do you know where your trash should go? Is it recycling, compost, or trash?
I believe it should go into the recycle.
Close. But your salad should actually go into the compost, and the fork is not recyclable, but everything else is. Do you know what compost is and what it's used for?
No, yeah, I've heard of it.
The young lady is Maya, and the other gentleman is Jahari, who are not able to be here with us tonight.
With these and all that stuff. And you mix it together, and it makes it, when it breaks down, you have like, it's good for like garden soil, and garden, it's a lot better for the environment.
Does the town have garden?
Not yet, but if you like, you can take the survey, you can leave your email, and we can even give you information about your home compost.
Sure, why not?
On July 18th, Greenburgh Day was held at Nancy Veterans Park. For this event, we were stationed in the Greenburgh area by the zero-waste stations. We would consider this a high-traffic line. Adults and children are really engaged in the event. Children especially were eager to spend our real waste. This also turned out to be a good way to educate them. One of the interns that we worked with named Maya Hope brought an organization that her mother was involved in named High Road, which is a social organization that does humanitarian work in communities around the world. They did an amazing job spreading awareness. They were right in the entrance of Nancy Veterans Park, so they have the ability to reach every person in the community. We observed the amount of positive support they initiated this day. We were expecting about 700 guests. Due to the weather, only about 100 showed up.
We also took a trip to the Wheelwrighter, Westchester LP. Rather than placing mountains of garbage in landfills, the Wheelwrighter recycles the waste and energy by incinerating garbage to provide for over 65,000 homes in the Westchester area. It is truly amazing how just one facility has a major effect on the community. While eliminating waste, keeping pollutants from the environment, they also make money promoting the local economy. After that, we went to Grove Point Park, where we visited a landfill, which was described as a grassy meadow. It wasn't known to the public that the place was a landfill with garbage underneath, and while touring around the area, we found a metal plate on the ground, which was labeled, "Danger, authorized personnel only." We assumed that it was an entranceway to the landfill for people to manage the garbage.
We met amazing people that talked to the team to keep us inspired and stay focused on our goals. Limberville was a great mentor in mentioning that self-determination and failure is the key to consistency and perseverance.
We had the pleasure of interviewing with Pat Angelastro, who is the Senior Account Executive for BioHightech America, and is General Intern in Holland. BioHightech America is a company in sustainability space. They explain their two-part system in which they divert food waste from landfills into biodigesters. We were not only interested by the company, but by how they are putting in action what we were teaching. We had the opportunity to meet with Leo Wakely, a mayor of the village of Cardinal Hudson, who taught us more about the importance of proper recycling. Mr. Wiggins stated that materials management would create a world where the actual waste was managed. By recycling textile fabric, we can shift our community in the right direction of a green economy. We had the honor of meeting with George Dominic. George mentioned how important it is to give back and be more appreciative of the things that we have. realize that in our near future, we need to take action within our responsibility, and more importantly, help contribute to our community. These key attributes will lead us to a more successful future. Bob Grosse met with us to further explain oil and its industry. We learned more about what causes major damage to the environment. He mentioned how oil spills heavily affect the waterways and inland water. Oil spills can easily make their way into the soil and leak into local sewage. Todd promoted a fabric that separates oil from water. By preventing future oil spills, we can make our environment more sustainable.
Tim Lewis and Senator Andrea Stewart Cousins both spoke on the unexpected opportunities that will come to you in life, and to take each chance and don't let it go to waste. It's not about how you start, but how you finish. During our interview with Elaine Rogers, a teacher from Toastmasters, she taught us the importance of speaking and how it helps with leadership and communication.
This was their creation. The interns developed their video presentations with very little guidance and input from us, and the guidance that was provided, coaching every day, was by Michelle Kennedy, meeting with the high school students, keeping them on point, keeping them on purpose, and Janelle Wallace meeting with both of them almost daily and coaching and directing them in the development of their videos. But what you see represents their ideas, their creativity, their voices, and their statements.
Thank you very much. I think this was really very informative, and I'd like to congratulate Janelle for doing a really great job with the video taping. I see you getting an Emmy one day. So save the tape.
Could you put the lights on, please?